I suggested to Mark that we go for a drive in my new two-door BMW coupe. In the parking lot, we slipped into my dark leather bucket seats. The sensation of the leather steering wheel against my hands gave me a feeling of infinity, a feeling that I could go anywhere, anytime. That was when my compulsive nature took over. Pushing on the gas pedal, hitting nearly 90 miles over the posted limit, I zipped us up to the windy edge. I love the sensation of teasing a fine line. I could tell that my shy and melancholy passenger felt the same as he gripped the interior of the car with adventurous intent. The sight encouraged me to pump my vehicle in and out of turns, dropping my speed only for a few seconds at a time only to gun the motor again. Fast, slow, fast, fast, slow, fast, slow. As I was having my drink refilled, I could see in my peripheral vision Carrie making her way across the room, as she stepped with confidence, with the grace of a cat and the swivel of a viper. I could see her cold blue eyes locked on shy Mark as she caught his gaze with a come-hither stare. Step lightly, step carefully. I could see her whisper something into his ear with those full, beautiful carmine lips. Something inaudible, the sharp, tight turns that would make my adrenaline pulse, swinging and turning the wheel with controlled jerks over and over again. I felt my adrenaline hit its peak when I saw a shadowed figure out of the corner of my eye. Realizing I nearly hit a pedestrian, my endorphins gusted past me as I saw a red blur fly past, its dark moan trailing behind it. I felt a lump in my throat and a sensation of pins and needles in my feet. With all these assaults on my senses, it took me what seemed hours to steady myself, only to realize that I had a near brush with death. It was funny, when most people talked about brushes with death, they talked about the experience of terror. I only felt weightlessness. It was like a drug trip, and I was finally coming down from an intense psychedelic Miraculously enough, Mark hadn't noticed the near fatality that we had encountered. After enough wind in our hair, enough speed, and enough distance that Mark had been prepared to expect, I was taking him to obscure parts of the city that only I was familiar with. We began to babble about inane things. Not that it really mattered. I wasn't listening. To Mark's surprise, I yanked up on the emergency brake and told him to lie on top of me, on top of my leather pants. I sold a girl a pair of pants the other day. I didn't really understand the appeal myself. The idea of skin on skin, as far as apparel went, seemed rather redundant to me. The girl looked like something out of Motley Crue, a backstage baby, and she looked like she had seen her fair share of dick in her lifetime. Not that she was ugly or anything. Firstly, I was semi-envious. I felt disappointment as I saw a grown man regress into a shaky schoolboy. I immediately took his hands, positioning his fingers on the shiny metal tab that he had been so captivated by. I murmured something almost inaudible into his ear, out of fear that the slightest sound would startle him. "Pinch it," I said. "Now pull it." And slowly, very slowly. As I lay there, I wonder, would he run away screaming like a little boy, or would he indulge in the most essential experience of his life? Either way, it was the longest unzipping of my life.